a streaming TV service aimed at seniors. Welcome to another Techstination interview. I'm Fred Fishkin, and with us from Saltbox TV is co-founder and CEO Jerry Goehring. Thanks for joining us, Jerry.
It's wonderful to be here, Fred. Thank you for having us.
Well, tell us to begin with what Saltbox TV is all about.
It is all about being a cultivation tool for different aspects of what we believe seniors, older adults have been asking for in our experiences within the community. And that means basically a free streaming service with content specifically for that demographic that my wife and I, specifically my wife, have been involved with for 25 plus years.
Well, tell us a little bit about your background and how this all came about.
Sure, I'll give you the short version. My background is pretty straightforward. I am a Broadway and West End producer, so I work with a lot of artists in different various attempts from plays to musicals. So a lot of creators are in my life, along with a lot of great business people that help finance and to help move projects from inception all the way to international stages. My wife is also in show business, but she is a writer and performer. And for years, meaning 25 plus, she has kind of become a superstar in the CCRC, the senior adult living communities up and down the East Coast. When COVID hit, of course, my industry, the live theater, was completely shut down, but more importantly, the places that she goes, the people that love my wife, Patty, they were shut down even worse. As we know, there was a lot of issues with COVID in the older adult communities. And during that time, my wife and I sitting at home, being kind of entrepreneurs at heart, how can we help? And as we dug more into how we can help, we discovered quickly that there was not one streaming service dedicated to this demographic, which shocked me, Fred. Really, I mean, I would have thought there would be multiple out there. And we decided, well, we honestly have never done anything like this, but let's start. And we started. So for the last year, we have been doing basically our beta testing. We have developed a site from scratch. We've hired people to write code. We have cultivated content, and we have over 250 pieces now available online. And it is free, no passwords, nothing. And we are now in over 4,000 communities nationwide.
Sounds really terrific. And when you talk about communities, you're talking about senior living communities. What are we talking about?
Yeah, senior living communities is where we started because that's where Patty's background was. We also have an exclusive partnership with IN2L, and our friends over there have been great assets for us. And we've used this experience to understand what works and what didn't work, what the community is really looking for, to take the step we're taking right now, which as of 2 weeks ago, we are now officially on Amazon Fire Stick and Roku. So we are available to anyone at any time at home. And that's different than just being within communities on a system. And that's honestly, at the end of the day, is where we want to be, is in everyone's home for caregivers or those at home just looking for content.
I'm loving all the posters in the background, by the way, while we're talking. Terrific.
Thank you.
Some history there, I think.
Lots and lots of money in shows, let me tell you.
Well, tell us about, you've got some news that's just out. Give us an overview. You're doing something brand new.
We are, most streaming services, I'm using air quotes right now, they basically take pre-existing content, the I Love Lucy's or shows that have been created, movies, films, whatever, and compile them all into one site. Because of my background of creating new product with artists and with creators, that's always been where my love is to create new material. So Saltbox is now starting Saltbox Originals. So we have the funding and the expertise to start creating our own shows. And we have one scripted in pre-production right now. And that means, somebody writing a script for this and hiring actors and filming it like a TV show. We also are starting, which was just announced, our first unscripted. And it is a new project. Again, a little shock, no one's done this, but it is called Silver Stars. And what it is in essence is American Idol for older adults. So it's
wow, what an idea.
Yeah, we're having a blast with it.
Sometimes, on shows like America's Got Talent, etc., there are seniors who come on now and then and often steal the show. So you're making them the show.
That's right. And it's not only about how they can perform, because look, I think we all have our aunt, Gertrude, who is always singing and wanted to be a singer. And she was the lead at the talent show in high school, but then life went in a different direction. But she has an amazing gift, and it could be a singer, anything that's a performing, it could be a piano player, it could be a dancer, really anything. And more importantly for us is not just doing something for real and letting them come and be a part of showing their talent, but we'll get to learn a little bit about their life, their family. We'll be able to interview their friends and to really go to their homes and say, tell us about your life and how you've lived. And now let's see this performance. What we're going to do, Fred, is we're going to wrap my world, which is the Broadway world. I've engaged a Broadway creative team, a director, choreographer, musicians, and we'll actually perform at the Broadway Roadhouse, the Bushnell Center for the Performing Arts in Hartford. And we are going to film there on basically a roadhouse, a Broadway roadhouse on the stage with, 1,000 people watching. So it's going to be a blast.
That sounds exciting. So tell us the idea of programming for older adults. How is it different from programming to the general population?
Such a good question, and one that we are still learning, to be quite honest. At the end of the day, I think, my parents who were in the early 80s, me in my late 50s, I still love the stuff, and as do they, that we loved when we were 20 years old. So there is really nothing about our taste that changed. They probably grow. We probably like more things, a few things we've kind of grown out of. But for the most part, we try to find programming that everybody has enjoyed. A good movie is a good movie. A good TV show is a good TV show. The difference we found, Fred, was that when there's a challenge in someone's life, and it could be your own challenge, or it could be family's challenge, and you need assistance, you need other assets and tools to help you in those challenges. Let's say it's memory care, or it's some kind of physical ailment, that it's hard to find those. There are, a lot of great sites out there, but you spend your day Googling, you spend your day going to other people's sites or going to YouTube. I mean, my mom and dad never go to YouTube, and it's hard for them to find those kind of assets. So we found a big portion of our programming has been cultivating those assets into one place. One-stop shop, as you may say. Yes, we have the great movies and TV shows and now original programming, but we also are dealing with ageism. We're dealing with those advocates within the industry like a Teepa Snow or like a Tammy Marshall that are out there really trying to change lives with their conversations. And we're filming them. And we're taking their programs and putting them on Saltbox TV, along with people that have family members at home with dementia. We're working with Memory TV, which is a service that allows 28 minutes of programming to help people start their day with dementia or calm people down at the end of the day. They are wonderful creators with science behind them. So as you can see, it's a multiple faceted service that we're trying to create.
And it sounds like to some extent, you're helping caregivers as well.
That's exactly right. So this is yes, aimed at those that aren't in a position that they don't need help with caregiving, but more importantly, it is helping with caregivers. We're working with a few individual companies that I can't say on this particular broadcast. We could talk later about that are providing caregivers for in-home services. And we are now going to work with them and their caregivers along with those family members in these at-home situations.
So besides this coming original content, describe for us what is out there today on Saltbox TV.
A little bit of kind of everything we just chatted about. We have really a plethora of pre-existing content. We've got 250 different shows right now with multiple different episodes of each show, ranging from, if you like fishing or race cars, great, we got them. You want to watch a little baseball history, we got that. You want to watch I Love Lucy or Dick Van Dyke, we got that too. If you want to go into the deep end of the pond and you want to start learning about ageism and how you can help, or how you can help change a culture that doesn't respect their elders like other places around this world do, that is there also. If you want to exercise, we have exercise programs. Yoga, chair yoga, so you can sit in a chair. If you're bedridden, we have programs to help with that. as you can see, it's really a plethora of those that just need to find really good content, award-winning films, or you just need something to help you to get your day going.
And are these programs on a schedule, or are they available whenever people want to watch them?
An excellent question. We have found that within the communities, people enjoyed watching what they want to watch when they want to watch it. So it is a video on demand service, very much like a Netflix or like a Hulu. The difference with this is that you don't have to log in. You don't have to have a password. There's no accounts. You literally go to saltboxtv.com and you watch a show with one click. It's that simple. It doesn't, and because we're on Fire Stick and we're on Roku now, that if you have those services streaming for your Netflix shows or any of the other streaming services, you can find Saltbox TV on those, and you can program it and watch movies or TV shows just like you would watch a movie on Netflix.
So tell us a little bit about, not that it matters to the general public so much, your financial model, how this is a business.
All right, so I'm going to tell you a story how we're learning because we've learned and made a million mistakes in our year of beta testing. Here's what we did a year ago. We identified from Patty's Rolodex of 1,000 senior communities she's performed in, we identified 50 who are kind of her best friends. And we said, listen, we're going to put something up for you. And it's going to be a subscription service. Once you guys pay us, $4.99 a month, and you can watch anything you want. Okay, so we learned very quickly. And actually, my mom and dad told me this when I sent them to them for free. They're like, I'm not going to give you my credit card. I have enough to remember. So we immediately said, bad idea. And we switched to what they call the AVOD model, which is the advertising video on demand, which basically means it's like old-fashioned network TV. We're going to show commercials. And so we are advertising supported. As a matter of fact, if you go to the channel right now, you will not see any advertising at this moment. Our backers are funding this at the moment so we can continue to get it right. And we'll be including advertising probably sometime late fall is what it looks like at this point. In the meantime, we're just trying to make sure we get the technology, we get our audience to enjoy, and we get the numbers we need. And then we hope revenue starts to come in. And with our advertisers lining up right now, we have a long list of potential sponsors and advertisers. Shall we say I'm very optimistic that this has a big future.
And your initial audience, you've aimed at getting people who are in these senior communities for the most part, but I imagine the appeal is much broader than that to anyone out there who is over a certain age, maybe even under a certain age.
That's right. That's right. You hit it right on the head. To me, you'll never see us put up, 55 plus, 65 plus, 75 plus, because I think we all can enjoy good shows. It doesn't really matter. Are there caregiver specific shows? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, we just want this available to everybody. And you, on the business side, Fred, you hit it right on the head. For us to pay the bills and to create this and to grow this network, we need to be in the homes. We need to be in every home across America, just like the Netflix and the Hulus. We're not trying to be Netflix. We're a small company, and we're trying to really focus on one demographic in those two areas, the caregivers and the at-home needs of those that are restricted, and then those that just want good programming. And like me, I go to Netflix. There's so many thousands of movies to choose from. I get confused. I don't know what movie to watch, and I give up, and I just go watch NBC, So we're trying to address that also.
Terrific. So for more information, where do people go?
Very simple, saltboxtv.com, and you can watch right away. And there's a newsletter if you want to sign up, and if you don't want to sign up, it doesn't matter. Just come watch anyway. No strings attached.
Well, congratulations, Jerry, and we look forward to seeing what's next. Thanks for taking the time with us.
Thank you for having us, Fred.
Now this. It takes a lot of listening to build a better radio, and that's just what the folks at C. Crane have done. Bob Crane and his crew, nestled among the rivers and tallest trees in the world in Fortuna, California, have made a habit of listening to their customers. And that's just what they've done in building the CC Skywave SSB, the Swiss Army knife of portable radios. For everyday listening to AM or FM in the yard or patio or on the nightstand, without having to drain a mobile phone battery, it's a great companion. but it is also a companion equipped for NOAA weather information and alerts that can be life-saving. You can listen to FEMA and Coast Guard transmissions too. Beyond all of that, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world. It's compact, easy to take with you, and built to last. The CC Skywave SSB. Click on the link at Techstination.com.